Friends, today's date 17 September 2020. Standard 5th AB, subject SS, topic 16, the great achievers of India. Friends, in our country India, there are so many achievers. Among them, today I am going to teach you some achievers of India. Jahangir Ratanji Dadabhai Tata. Jahangir Ratanji Dadabhai Tata. Jahangir Ratanji Dadabhai Tata, popularly known as J.R.D. Tata. J.R.D. Tata. He was a famous person. He was born on July 29, 1904 in France. Jahangir Ratanji Dadabhai Tata, popularly known as J.R.D. Tata, was a famous industrialist. He was born on July 29, 1904 in France. His father R.D. Tata was a Parsi and his mother Suzanne Brière was French. He completed his primary education from France and received his engineering degree in England. Flying was a passion for J.R.D. He was the first Indian to qualify as a pilot. J.R.D. Tata, flying was a passion for J.R.D. Tata, and he was the first Indian to qualify as a pilot. He brought commercial aviation to India in 1932. When he founded Tata Airlines, this became Air India in 1946. In India, 1948, J.R.D. started Air India International as India's first international airlines of India. First international airlines of India. With a few years, he became a president of International Air Transport Association (IATA). The Indian government appointed J.R.D. as the chairman of Air India and the director of Indian Airlines in 1953. He retained the position for 25 years till 1978. He made Air India one of the most competent airlines in the world. Under their commitment, under their guidance, Air India was competent as a Indian Airlines. It was his most valuable gift to the Tata Group. J.R.D.'s contributions. J.R.D. had a strong belief that technology can play a vital role in developing the quality of life. In 1938, at the age of 34, he became the chairman of Tata and Sons. It was established in 1868 by his grand-uncle Jamsetji Tata. J.R.D. started with 14 enterprises on July 26, 1988 when he left Tata and Sons. Had 95 enterprises. Some major establishments of the Tata Group which have contributed greatly to the economic growth of our country are as mentioned below. So many achievements they achieved during their lifetime. Major establishment of the Tata Group. Some major establishment of the Tata Group. Tata Steel. First of Tata Steel. Tata Iron and Steel Company Limited. It is known as TISCO. It is known as TISCO in Jamshedpur. Tata Motors. Second one. Which manufactures automobiles? Titan Industries. Manufactured wristwatches. Tanishq, the most prominent jewelry manufacturing Tanishq. Tata Engineering Locomotive Company, TALCO, which makes locomotive for the Indian Railways. Indian Institute of Science, formerly known as Tata Institute in Bangalore. Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited. A global Indian Telecommunication company Air India, the flag carrier of India, a worldwide network. Tata Consultancy Services TCS, the world's largest providers of information technology. Almost every field in India, science, medicine, education and arts accepted JRD's patronage under his guidance. Sir Dorabji Tata Trust established Asia's first cancer hospital, the Tata Memorial Center for Cancer Research and Treatment in Mumbai. In 1941, it also founded the Tata Institute of Social Science (TISS), the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research (TIFR), and the National Center for Performing Arts. Almost every field in India, science, medicine, education and arts accepted JRD's patronage. JRD as a person. JRD Tata was a compassionate and a caring human being. He respected those who worked with him and family, believed in employee welfare. Every time he takes care of their employees. He supported the principles of an 8-hour working day, free medical aid workers provide scheme and accident compensation schemes. Later these were legally adopted by the Indian government. JRD cared greatly for his workers. In 1979, Tata Steel, a new practice according to which a worker is considered to be at work from the moment he leaves home till he returns home from work. The company is responsible if any mishap takes place on the way to and from work and is to compensate to the worker for the same. Tata Steel provided an excellent quality of life. Tata Steel is known for its excellent quality life and perfect conditions of sanitation, roads, etc. The company is responsible if any mishap takes place on the way to and from work, has to compensate to the worker for the same. Tata Steel provide an excellent quality of life. That is why the Tata Steel Township was selected as a UN Global Compact City. Jahangir Tata believed in perfection, with which he excelled in his career. He felt good human relations are the key to victory. He believed in good human relations, which are the victory of our life. He practiced what create and claimed excellence in almost everything. Some of his guiding principles are mentioned below. During their life, which kind of principles they followed? Always start with confidence. When we start our any kind of work, we never lose our confidence. To be a leader, you have got to lead human beings with affections. Nothing worthwhile is ever achieved without deep thought and hard work. Never be satisfied with the second best. Never be satisfied with second best. Strive for excellence of even perfection in any task, however small or big. No success or achievement is worthwhile unless it serves the needs of interest of the country and its people and is achieved by fair and honest means. Good human relations not only bring great personal rewards but also are essential to the success of any empire. JRD received the Padma Vibhushan in 1957. JRD got Padma Vibhushan award in 1957. He was awarded the Bharat Ratna in 1992. He was one of the few people who were awarded the Bharat Ratna during their lifetime. J.R.D. Tata died in Geneva on 29th November 1993 at the age of 89. His honesty, perfection, commitment to work, respect for colleagues, and his caring personality made him a role model not only to the industrialists but also to every Indian. Our next famous personality is Sir C.V. Raman, Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman. Sir C.V. Raman was born on 7 November 1888 in Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. C.V. Raman won a gold medal in 1904. C.V. Raman won a gold medal in 1904. Sir C.V. Raman, Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman. Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman, popularly known as C.V. Raman, was born on 7 November 1888 in Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. He was the second child of Chandrasekhar. He was the second child of Chandrasekhar Iyer and Parvati Ammal. His father was a lecturer in mathematics and physics. His father was a lecturer in mathematics and in physics. Raman grew up in an atmosphere of music, Sanskrit literature and science. His academic brilliance was recognized at a very young age. He stood first in every class. At 11, he finished his secondary school education at Visakhapatnam. Enthusiasm for work and interest to learn new things were natural to Raman. He was in the habit of reading more than what was taught in class. When he had doubts, he would set down questions like how, why, some kind of questions arise in their mind. Then he would try to find answer to these questions till his doubts were cleared. C.V. Raman won a gold medal in 1904 when he secured the first place in BA in physics from the Presidency College, Chennai in 1907. When he was hardly 17, Raman again topped his class when he received his MA honors degree. He got married to Lokasundari Ammal in the same year. Raman joined the Indian Finance Department as an Assistant Accountant General in Kolkata. He used to visit the laboratory of Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science, IACS, Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science, after office hours. There he continued his research while working. In 1970, Raman joined as a professor of physics at the University of Kolkata. He worked there for 15 years. Similarly, he continued doing research at the IACS, where he also became the honorary secretary. During his tenure, he received worldwide recognition for his work in optic scattering of light. He was elected to the Royal Society of London in 1924. He was made a Knight of the British Empire in 1929. In 1930, he received the Nobel Prize. In physics for his work on scattering of light. It was for the first time in the history of India that an Indian scholar educated entirely in India got the highest honor in science. Sir C.V. Raman was the first famous personality who got the prize in science. His discovery was later named Raman effect. He considered this period as the golden era of his career. Even today, we celebrate 28th February as the National Science Day every year to commemorate Raman's discovery. In 1934, Raman became the director of the newly established Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore. In 1947, he was appointed as the first national professor by the new government of independent India. Raman retired from the Indian Institute of Science in 1949. A year later, he established the Raman Research Institute in Bangalore, Karnataka. He served as its director till the age of 82. C.V. Raman was a very special kind of a teacher. Raman also worked on the sounds of musical instruments. He was the first to study the sounds of Indian drums like tabla and maridangam. He made scientific explorations exciting for his students. He always told them not to follow others blindly, never follow others blindly, but to do something based on their own imagination. Always thought in our own imagination and thinking. He was awarded the Bharat Ratna in 1954 and the Lenin Peace Prize in 1957. When he passed away in the year 1970, he left behind a distinctive research institution with a beautiful museum, laboratories, a library, and a valuable additional land for future expansion. He even donated all his personal property to be used to support the institute. Baba Amte. Murlidhar Devadas Amte, popularly known as Baba Amte, was born on December 26, 1914 in Hinganghat, located in Wardha district of Maharashtra. He belonged to a wealthy family of Brahmin Jagirdars. The seeds of social activism were sown early in Baba Amte. He often are The seeds of social activism were sown early in Baba Amte. He often ate with several and played with lower caste children. Every time he played with lower caste children and ate with them. Disapproval. Amte grew up at the time when Indians were fighting against the British rule. He started his career as a lawyer. He got involved in the Indian freedom struggle and acted as a defense lawyer for the leaders imprisoned in the 1942 Quit India movement. In 1946, Baba got married to Sadhana Gulestri. Their two sons, Vikas and Prakash, are doctors. Like their parents, both of them have dedicated their lives to social causes. Baba Amte was deeply influenced by Mahatma Gandhi, with whom he spent some time in Seva ashrams. He became a disciple of Gandhiji and practiced various aspects of Gandhism, including weaving and wearing khadi. Amte dedicated his life to the cause of upliftment of the downtrodden. Downtrodden peoples means very poor people. Downtrodden. He first took a course and care of leprosy patients. Then he settled down in Chandrapur, Maharashtra. This ashram became a home for the destitute and homeless, many of whom were leprosy patients. Baba Amte helped each one of them to acquire skills, desolate and barren land into a model farm. They produced vegetables and dairy products for the neighboring villages at the farm and became economically became economically self-sufficient. The farm is popularly known as Abode of Joy. The farm is popularly known as Abode of Joy or Anandvan. He also founded several other ashrams like Somnath and Ashokavan for treating leprosy patients. Narmada Bachao Andolan. In 1919, Baba Amte left Anandvan to live along the Narmada river. He joined Megha Patkar's Narmada Bachao Andolan, Save Narmada movement. This movement was fight against unjust displacement of social people living in their damage to the environment on account of the construction of the Sardar Sarovar Dam on the Narmada River. Baba Amte used the Gandhian principles of non-violence to fight the Indian government during the Narmada Bachao Andolan. Finally, Baba Amte's achievements. Baba Amte won numerous prestigious awards for his selfless and noble services during his life. He was given the Damain Datton Award from the Damain Datton Leprosy Society for his work in the year 1983. The most notable award for the public service in 1985. The most notable award given to him was the Raman Magsaysay Award for Public Service in 1985. He was chosen for his work-oriented rehabilitation of Indian leprosy patients and other handicapped outcasts. He received the United Nations Human Rights Prize in 1988 for his outstanding achievement in the field of human rights. The Right Livelihood Award, often described as the alternative Nobel Prize, was jointly awarded to Baba Amte and Megha Patkar in Sweden in 1991 for the Narmada Bachao Andolan. In 1999, he was awarded the Gandhi Peace Prize for his exploratory work of treating and rehabilitating leprosy patients. Baba Amte fell ill and passed away in Anandvan on February 9, 2008 at the age of 93. Thank you.